The end of the world, predicted by one of the greatest scientific minds in history. Isaac Newton wasn't just a physicist and mathematician. He also delved into ancient scriptures and calculated a possible date for Doomsday. But was Newton's prediction based on science, faith, or something else entirely? Let's uncover the story. We all know Isaac Newton as the man who gave us the laws of motion and gravity. But what most people don't know is that he spent much of his life studying religious texts, especially the Bible. Among his writings, Newton left behind a shocking claim, a prediction that the world could end in the year 2060. To understand how Newton arrived at this date, we need to look at his obsession with decoding biblical prophecy. He was particularly fascinated by the Book of Daniel and the Book of Revelation, two texts rich with symbolic language about the end times. Newton believed these scriptures contained hidden clues about the future, clues that could be unlocked through careful calculation. In his writings, Newton used a timeline known as the prophetic year, interpreting certain passages to represent 1,260 years from a significant starting point. For him, this starting point was the year 800, which marked the rise of the Holy Roman Empire. Adding 1,260 years to 800 brings us to 2060. But what did Newton think would happen in 2060? He didn't predict a fiery apocalypse or total destruction. Instead, he believed it would mark the end of an era, what he called the second coming of Christ and the beginning of a new divine kingdom on earth. It's important to note that Newton wasn't a prophet in the traditional sense. He was a deeply religious man who saw his calculations as a way to align science and faith. He didn't claim his date was absolute, writing that it wasn't for humans to know God's exact timeline. Skeptics, of course, argue that Newton's prediction is more a reflection of his time than any universal truth. After all, many of his contemporaries were also fascinated by apocalyptic ideas. But what makes Newton's claim stand out is the sheer brilliance of the mind behind it. If one of the greatest thinkers in history took the concept of Doomsday seriously, doesn't it make you wonder? So, does the world truly face a reckoning in 2060? Or was Newton simply blending his scientific genius with his spiritual beliefs? While we may never know for certain, his calculations continue to intrigue and inspire, reminding us of the delicate balance between science, faith, and the mysteries of the universe. What's your take on Newton's doomsday prediction? Is it a warning, or just another historical curiosity? Stay curious, and let the mysteries of the past fuel your imagination.